Welcome to the iHSFAN Webcast Network. You are watching Round Rock ISD football presented by Covert Ford. Tonight's game is being brought to you by Covert Ford, Bush's Chicken, Ideal Signs, Alpha Paving, Pop-Up Parties and Posh Events, Cameron Freeman at the Stacy Group, Maze Street Boutique, and Lodge Card Club. We want to also thank the 5 high school booster clubs for their support. Now let's head to the field. Here is Joseph Duffy and Michael Alvarez.
Good evening and welcome to beautiful Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex here in Austin, Texas, where the Stony Point Tigers play against the home team, the Cedar Ridge Raiders, in a district matchup. Live here in the iHSFAN Webcast Network. My name is Joseph Duffy. I'm joined alongside my wonderful co-host, as always, Michael Alvarez. Michael, how you doing today?
I'm doing good tonight, Joe. You know, I actually want to add that I am, for the first time, calling my alma mater. I graduated from Stony Point back in 2021. We didn't have a great football team back then, so hopefully in my departure they've been able to turn it around. I'm not quite sure. I haven't kept up with them too much. But, yeah, I mean, I'm excited to go and call a game for them.
We got ourselves a Stony Point alum. So starting off with, Stony Point here, it hasn't been exactly the year that they were looking for. 1-4 overall, 0-3 in district so far. Haven't won since week 1. And then last game, they lost 30-55 against the McNeil Mavericks.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, it's just – they started the season off strong. They got their first win. They got their first win, their non-conference win. They started off 1-0, and since then I guess it has trended downhill. I mean, they do have quite a bit of receivers that average more than 50 yards a game, and a couple of touchdowns at to them, talking about Andrew Gomez, Tristan Rhymes, and Aaron Bolton. But I guess other than that, I think the biggest thing is they've given up. Their defense has what's been maybe the problem for the team. I mean, like you just said, they lost 30-50. And so they just, they just got to find a way to get stops on the defensive end. Might be their biggest issue so far this season.
Yeah, so far this season, Kevin Sabok's defense, 37 points a game given up, 42.6 points a game given up in district play alone. So far, winless in district play, 0-3. Let's turn it over to Cedar Ridge now. Their offense led by new OC Zarian Santicum. Jack Pippin, of course, now the main QB under center after being under Malik Cunningham last year, finally getting his chance to start off the year as quarterback. And this offense looks really much better than they did last year.
Yeah, Joe. They're coming off a very crucial win last week, and their win 21-20 win over Round Rock,
how about that?
Round Rock, that's Round Rock's first loss of the season. Round Rock has been a very hot team this year. Me and you would know, we covered a couple games for them. So, they have the momentum. They're 2-1 in district. Remember, overall, outside district doesn't matter. It's how many games you win inside district that will push you towards the playoffs. So, starting off 2-1, having momentum going into this week is a big plus for them.
Yeah, 2-3 overall, 2-1 in district. As it stands, they are second in the district. Jack Pippin, for those who may remember last year, he did have 3 starts going in and out between Malik Cunningham. So he did have experience as a sophomore quarterback, but now as a junior, he is the main guy to start off the season under center for the Raiders. Sam Robinson's Cedar Ridge Raiders, who missed the playoffs last year for the first time in a decade. 2-8 last year, now matched their win total just last week with that massive win against the Round Rock Dragons.
Yeah, Joe. This is I don't want to call it a must-win, but they have a tough game next week as they head up to Vandergrift to face the Vipers, and that's always a tough place to play. So if they can continue their momentum here and go 3-1 in conference, that would even push them closer to that playoff mark. But like you said, another thing you mentioned was the offensive line. A lot of them were injured last year, and they're returning now. So that's probably been a big plus to their swing as they're about to run out right now, actually. They're not running out, but
as we wait on their run out, here they come. The Cedar Ridge Raiders, Sam Robinson's team, trying to bounce back after a 2-win season last year. Already mashed it last week, as we said just a few moments ago, but trying to build on a rebound season and get back into the playoff race.
Yeah, Joe. What else can you say? I mean, these are also two bitter rivals, as I kind of give maybe some aspect to the history of these teams. As Cedar Ridge opened back in I think 2007, 2006, and basically what that did was take half of the talent from the Stony Point that was feeding into Stony Point to that side, which kind of split them down. And since then, Stony Point has kind of gone on a downhill. They were actually known for going pretty deep in the playoffs back in the 90s and the early 2000s. Cedar Ridge opened, took a lot of their talent, and it kind of split. They lost a lot of players that way, and it's kind of been they're just trying to find their way back up since. And Cedar Ridge always kind of had the upper hand on them. But hopefully for the Tigers' sake that they find a way to win this game and trying to push themselves back into this playoff picture. I mean, they're not out of it yet.
Yeah, not out of it yet. Indeed, the Tigers' back is indeed against the wall, though. Andrew Gomez, he leads his team in receiving yards per game, 75.4. He does have 4 receiving touchdowns this season. Also, Tristan Rhymes, the junior receiver, 72 yards a game he averages. Has 3 receiving touchdowns. Aaron Bolton marked that name down as well, averages 66 yards a game on the ground and also has 3 rushing touchdowns. And then on the defensive side of the ball, Tristan Butler has registered 5 sacks. We will keep track of the quarterback who will be playing today for Stony Point. We have seen Kenneth Calbus and Mason Troyer both in the past. They have 6 passing touchdowns each this season. Last week it would be Mason Troyer, who was dominant last week against the McNeil Mavericks. Though they lost by 25, he still went 23 of 27, had 402 passing yards and 3 passing touchdowns. The bulk of that going to Tristan Rhymes, who had 5 catches, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. So look out today for number 4, Tristan Rhymes, who will be receiving a lot today from either Troyer or Calbus.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, kind of like you said, even in a 25-point loss, their quarterback put up 400 total yards. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
That's insane. I mean, 23 or 27, 400 total yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, that is a performance that you gave everything you could for that performance. So, kind of like I said, maybe it's you kind of lean towards the defense. The defense kind of trying to get the offense back a little bit more, kind of keep the game a little closer, give the offense a chance to, actually, take a lead, maybe hold on to a lead and grab another win.
We're going to pause momentarily for the Star-Spangled Banner. We'll be right back in just a few moments. Great rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner by the Cedar Ridge Choir as the JROTC program marches off on what is, I believe, a senior night for them. We do welcome you here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, where the Cedar Ridge Raiders are the home team tonight, going against the Stony Point Tigers right here in the iHSFAN Webcast Network. Joseph Duffy joined alongside Michael Alvarez. We do thank you for joining us tonight here in Austin, Texas, and what should be a great district contest. Folks, AutoNation Chevrolet proudly supports the Round Rock ISD football programs. Looking for a big win? Shop their unbeatable selection of new Silverados, Colorados, Equinoxes, Trax, and more. Plus, score cash for your car by selling it to the team at AutoNation Chevrolet. Get your quick online appraisal now at AutoNation Chevrolet, WestAustin.com. Then, get paid the same day. It's that easy. Visit AutoNation Chevrolet at 183 in Duval today. Together, let's drive. Folks, we'd also ask you to like and subscribe to this channel. right here on iHSFAN, and also follow the accounts on X, where we have a lot of content as well that you can keep track of following all these contests in the Round Rock Leander area. So here we go, getting ready for the coin toss at midfield, Cedar Ridge and Stony Point. What do you think each team has to do today, Michael, to really come out of here with the W?
I think Cedar Ridge needs to do the same thing they did last week. They need to control the tempo of the game. They need to find a way to keep the game in their hands, find a way to keep it close, or if not, even break away from the game and, maybe take a quick one at the end or even win by 10-plus points. So I think a lot of it comes from the production of the offense on the Cedar Ridge side. And on the Stony Point side, obviously, as we kind of talked about, their offense has not been a problem. Maybe their defense has been what's been kind of on the slow side. So their defense needs to kind of tighten up, lock down, find a way to control the Cedar Ridge attack, which is going to be a lot of air attack. And that's the best way to give their offense a chance to keep them in the game long enough for their offense to make a chance on the other end of the ball.
Yeah, so here we go, getting ready to get things rolling here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Cedar Ridge trying to reach their third win of the season. And as I believe Stony Point won the toss, they deferred to the second half, so Cedar Ridge is going to start the ball off here in this ball game.
I'm surprised at the small crowd tonight, Joe. I mean, like I said, when I went to school, at least, this was a bitter rivalry. I mean, these games were always packed for these two teams to come out and play. So hopefully, more fans will show up at the end, get this crowd bumping a little bit more.
Yeah, for sure. Out to kick off is number 35, Noah Lopez. Out to return right now is Josiah Ray and Malik Hamilton, the running back. So here we go. At Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, Ray says he'll let it go far back for a touchback, and that's where Jack Pippen will start at the 25-yard line in today's ball game.
That's a familiar name there, Joe, Jack Pippen.
Yeah, for sure. Did many games last year with the Cedar Ridge Raiders, covering him and Malik Cunningham and this Cedar Ridge team that just couldn't get over the hump, had a lot of turnovers, dealt with a lot of fumbles, being part of those turnovers, of course, but the defense played strong for the majority of that season, but the offense was, I would argue, one of the weakest points of the team, but they look much better so far this season. So Pippen starting under center. Hand off to Malik Hamilton. Only gets about a yard or so.
Looks like they want to start off with a little ground attack. No problems there. They want to set up their pass. I mean, again, what was big for them last game was tempo, was controlling the pace of the game and, time of possession. So, I mean, obviously you want to take your time with this and methodically work the ball down the field.
And off again to Devin Patterson, the sophomore running back. That moves the chains 9 yards for the Raiders.
Looks like the first person to get there was DB Eric Spencer as he clogged up the middle. But it was a nice game for the Raiders, and they get their first down of the ball game.
First down and 10. Handoff now to Noah Devonish. He gets some space and gets about 9 yards or so. So ground game already working in the Raiders' favor thus far.
And again, Eric Spencer comes up with a tackle there. Is he too early? But again, I mean, they're moving. I mean, that's two big runs right there, Joe. They're already close to center field.
Second down and 1. Fake toss towards Devonish. Pippen going to keep it. Rolling towards his right. Nobody home. Pass is incomplete.
That's good pressure from D-end Tristan Butler, as he was all up in Apple's face there, kind of forced him outside the pocket and throw that one away.
That's actually quarterback Scott Howell.
Oh, Scott Howell.
And quarterback for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. So now 3rd and short, 3rd and 1. Howell joined alongside Devonish in the backfield. Handoff, met in the backfield, tackle for a loss of 1. And that's a big 3rd down stop for the Tigers defense.
Yeah, Joaquin Mendez and Tristan Butler there met him at the same time. Kept him low, 4th. It's going to be a quick 4th and 3 here.
4th and 2, offense staying out on the field, approaching the 10-minute mark, and now here comes a few substitutions. Don't know if we're going to see a punt here or not. Yeah, offense is going to stay out on the field.
Kind of bringing a power formation here, Joe.
Howell under center, but timeout is called late by the Tigers defense, and they're going to try to get a game plan set up before a crucial and early 4th down opportunity for both teams around the 43-yard line.
Yeah, this would be a big stop for the Tigers. As like last week, they gave up 55 points. Obviously, that sounded like they didn't get too many stops in that game. There was just a lot of scoring on both ends of the ball. So if they can get a stop here, that would be crucial to get the ball into their offense's hands, who honestly, back into their quarterback's hands, who honestly has had a good season. Mason Troyer.
Yeah, we anticipated seeing Jack Pippen tonight, but Scott Howell starting at quarterback tonight. Senior quarterback.
Yeah, Pippen's there on the sideline next to Coach, but looks like he's ready to come in any moment.
So 4th and 2 for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Hand off to Devonish. He gets about 4 yards or so. That's good enough for the 1st down. That will move the chains and set up the Raiders now at the 47-yard line.
Yeah, Caden Cook came in and met him, but not soon enough, as the Raiders will pick up a crucial 4th down there to keep their drive going. I mean, they kind of sat in a power formation there, Joe, and they kind of did like a fake pitch, hand off to the inside, and he found a hole and exploited it.
Devonish now 2 carries for 5 yards. Play action. Howell rolling towards his right, looking towards the far sideline. Incomplete.
Good covers there from Caden Cook.
He was looking in the direction of the wide receiver, Reese Brooks.
That's another familiar name there.
Remember, we couldn't see much of Brooks last season because he dealt with a little bit of injury. But now it's 2nd down and 10. Clock stopped at 9:11. Ball still at the 48 of Cedar Ridge. Toss now to Devonish on the left side. Trying to make some move. Going now on the right side. Breaking a tackle. Gets about 3 yards or so, but he made something out of nothing right there, Michael.
Yeah, a lot of patience there. He bumps out to the outside. He sees a lot of people in front of him. Kind of doesn't know what to do. He kind of shuffles around, then just reverses back across the field. Gets a couple key blocks from his line, and yeah, like you said, makes something out of nothing there.
Up to 9 yards is the running back, Devonish. Third down and 6 for Cedar Ridge. Another handoff for Noah. Breaking a man, getting in space, getting near the 10, all the way he goes. Touchdown, Cedar Ridge. "42 yards on the carry for the running back, Noah Devonish. He goes all the way for the Raiders, and that was quite the commanding first drive right here at Keller Reeves Athletic Complex.
Yeah, Joe, I mean, he kind of, like a similar play they kind of ran all game. They run a power formation. They do a little, just a little quick handoff up the middle, and he just finds a hole to the outside and just goes with it. I mean, not a lot of throws there. They did a couple play actions. Didn't find anything too much in the air, and they did a lot on the ground there. Obviously, that was about a 47-yard touchdown. And they do strike first.
Extra point is good. And it is 7-0 early. Cedar Ridge leading here at Keller Reeves Athletic Complex against the Stony Point Tigers. We'll be right back here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network. 7-0, Cedar Ridge leading thanks to a dominant ground game from the Raiders in their first drive today. But now it's time for the Tigers to start off their first drive as we kick off here. A nice little pooch kickoff, trying to make a man miss. Breaks about 4 or 5 tackles, only the kicker to beat.
Runs a man over. Oh, my God. What's up, big man?
That was Aaron Bolton right there returning the kickoff.
That's a big boy move.
Just traveling all over the sideline, making so many Raiders miss, and that's a great return that'll set up shop at about the 45-yard line of Cedar Ridge.
Aaron Bolton running through tackles and then runs the poor kicker over. Great return there. I mean, they kind of pooch it to him. He runs into a lot of people. Finds a way to make something happen out of it with some big boy running.
Play action to start the game. So Mason Schroyer, as we expected, going deep first play of the game. Nobody home. Schroyer, as I was saying, we expect him to start this game after such an amazing game last week. Again, 23 of 27, 402 yards passing, 3 touchdowns. Aaron Bolton, you saw truck a few men in the return of 13 rushes, 45 yards, and a touchdown. But look for Andrew Gomez and Tristan Rhymes. Rhymes number 4 and Gomez number 2. Gomez had 240 yards receiving last week and a touchdown. Rhymes 121 yards and 2 touchdowns. 2nd down and 10 for the Tigers. Schroyer pressured, stepping through. Almost like he's going to take off, but he's going to go downfield, but it's broken up. Great defense by the Raiders.
2 completely different approaches to this game, Joe. I mean, the Raiders, they've been putting the ball on the ground, and they've been running. They've been trying to pound it up the middle. And the Tigers, in their first 2 plays, have gone for 15-plus yard throws. So they want to air it out early. As you can tell, that's what Calbus wants to do.
Downfield, he was looking for the fullback, Alex Freeman.
Or Trier, my apologies. That's what Trier wants to do.
Third down and 10, and more play action. Pressured again from behind, but he's going to dump it off near about the 35-yard line, the 25-yard line. And that's going to be a first down and much more, as he would connect right there with Landon Schluter, the tight end, for a first down.
So 3 plays, 3 passes, Joe. I feel like I'm playing Madden right now.
25-yard gain for the Tigers. 20-yard gain. Now in the red zone, first down and 10. Handoff to Bolton, trying to make a man miss. Breaks about 2 tackles but can't escape, and he's going to lose about a yard or so as the clock will continue to roll. He couldn't get out of bounds. 7 minutes and 13 seconds as the clock is winding in this first quarter.
Yeah, number 9, Lathan Rosero. Person to finally make the tackle there as he comes up with initial contact, kind of drags with him and just holds on to him, doesn't let him escape.
Officially a loss of 2 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 12 for Stony Point. Schroyer going near the seams. Is the ball caught? It's not. Incomplete. As he was looking for Tristan Rhymes, the junior receiver, again, who had 121 yards receiving last week and 2 touchdowns. So now it's going to be another big 3rd down for this Stony Point offense. They average 29 points a game, 31 points per game in district play. Tom Lewinsky, the offensive coordinator, needs a big play to move this chain and possibly get inside the 10-yard line, as that is the mark to gain. 3rd down and 12. Clock stopped at 6:37. Play action. Rolling out towards his left is Schroyer. Pressured but taken down. Sacked is Mason Schroyer. He loses a good 10 yards.
Yeah, if you just kind of watch that whole play develop, you have Kraus just rush up the middle and then just follow him as Schroyer kind of just keeps falling back to his left side looking for someone downfield. But number 40, David Krause, was not having any of that, and that comes up to a big 4th and 20. And decision time here, as it might be a little too far for their kicker, Joe, and their offense might stay on.
Yeah, they're still on the field. 4th down and about 20. Sam Robinson said the strength of his team was the offensive line, but so far the defensive line has been wrecking shop here tonight. 4th down and 20 for the Tigers. Troyer is going to take a shot near the sideline towards Rhymes. Can he get to the marker? Misses about a tackle, but did he get enough?
Might be a yard short.
Oh, man, they say he got it by about a half a yard or so, and that will move the chains. What a massive 4th down conversion, Michael.
4th and 20. I mean, that is the 5th pass attempt in this first draft to just the one run. This team loves to air the ball out. I mean, obviously, in a 4th and 20, you do need to air the ball out in that situation. But they have complete comfortability throwing that ball deep, and I expect more of it this game. As they try to find the holes in the defense, trying to find the seams, take advantage of coverage, whatever they can do to move the ball down the field quickly.
So a 20-yard completion to the tight end Schluter. Now a 20-yard completion to Rhymes. 1st down and goal. Troyer keeps it for himself. Gets about to the 1-yard line. A strong run for Mason Troyer. And it's going to be 2nd down and goal from about the half-yard line or 1-yard line or so.
And number 14, Matthew Newton saved the touchdown there as he met him right at about the 3-yard line. Troyer did a good job of falling forward and to bring up a very manageable 2nd and goal from about the 1-yard line.
First official rush of the day for Troyer. 2nd down and goal. Hand off to Bolton. Trying to make a man miss from the backfield. Can he get there? He can't. Tackled at about the half-yard line, so no gain, as it will now be 3rd and short. You'd have to think it's once again 4th down territory, Michael. They're not going to look for the field goal kicker here. 7-0 ball game. 4-minute mark we are approaching here at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex.
Yeah, I mean, stout defense so far on the goal line by the Raiders, but Tigers really just need to power this in.
3rd and goal, looking towards the flats, and that's a touchdown for Stony Point. Justin Thompson, the Z receiver, wide open in the flats, nobody home, and Stony Point is on the board.
Joe, I mean, we might be in for a shootout, Joe. Now, those are two offenses that looked like they worked the ball down the field calmly. I mean, Stony Point did run to a 4th and 20 on this drive, but they converted it calmly. They had no pressure. They had no problems doing that. It's two different types of offenses, though, Joe. One likes to ground the ball and run up the middle. The other one likes to air it out.
Lopez's extra point, good. We've now gone through 2 full drives from both teams. It's a 7-7 ball game here in Austin. We'll be right back here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network.
Long time.
Back here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network, Joseph Duffy here, joined alongside Michael Alvarez on color commentary. It's a 7-7 ball game, thanks to Justin Thompson's receiving touchdown in the flats, wide open to tie this game at 7. It's time for Cedar Ridge to see if they can respond, and what was a commanding response for Stony Point, Michael.
Yeah, I mean, they aired it out quickly, as I've kind of been saying this whole time, Joe, as they like to get that ball down the field probably as fast as they can to put as much points as they can. But now it's their defense's time. Their defense's turn. They got to find a way to be comfortable. They got to find their positioning. They got to find their stops. They got to find their opportunities. They got to find their shots, and they got to take them.
Yeah, Noah Devonish was great in the ground game to start up the Cedar Ridge offense. But in response, Stony Point would convert on 3rd down to tight end Luke Schluter. And then Tristan Rhymes on 4th and 20 to move the chains would reach the line to gain by about half a yard. And now Cedar Ridge will start off with a handoff for about 4 yards or so.
Yeah, a lot of bodies in that pile there as they do like a quick little give to their fullback there. Again, looks like Cedar Ridge wants to continue to pound the ball and work the ground game.
So 2nd down and 5. For the Raiders. Fake handoff. Looking towards his right. Nobody home. I don't know if that'll reach the line of scrimmage. That's going to be intentional grounding. As Scott Howell couldn't get really outside the tackle box by much, but even then he couldn't even reach the line of scrimmage, which is at the 30. And so that will cause the referee to throw the flag, and that's going to be a loss of down. And actually, they're going to pick it up.
I mean, Joe, that was number 25, Tristan Butler, as he rolls out, Hoyle rolls out to the right side on a design play action, but Butler was not having that as he was in his face the whole time and almost got to him, but Hoyle was able to get it out of his hands quickly and fortunately didn't pick up a intentional grounding there, as it looks like it did get to the original line.
3rd down and 5 already for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. Oh, the snap goes over Howell's head, and he's just going to have to fall onto it at about the 8. And so that's going to be a loss of 22 for the Cedar Ridge Raiders. And, Michael, we saw that a lot last year for this Raiders offense.
Yeah, it was quite a couple of times that they just had poor snapping on their play calls, and it goes over their head, and they lose a big yard there. And, now they're deep. They sub out their QB. Pippin comes in now. And, they got to make up a lot of ground here, Joe.
4th and forever. As the punt unit comes on now for the Raiders. And off that goes, off the legs of Jaden Lambert. Takes a great Raiders bounce and will end up at about the 42-yard line for the Tigers.
Yeah, my apologies there. I did not see that they were in the punt formation there. So the Tigers did, in fact, get their first stop of the game, and a big one at that, as they didn't have a lot of stops last week. And if they want to find a way to win this ballgame, they're going to need stops. And stops just like that, even if it comes off of Raider mistakes.
Clock stopped at 2:24 to start off the second Stony Point drive. You'd have to think it'd be massive for morale to get in front of this Raiders team that had a great win against Round Rock last week, 21-20. If they could get in front of them early after losing by 25 to McNeil, that would be massive for this offense. Returning is Troyer, hands it off now to the running back in Andrew Hill, senior running back. Gets about 3 yards.
Yeah, just now, the Raiders, they put the Tigers in 2 fourth downs last drive, and even a 4th and 20, and the Tigers were able to convert it. So, they got to respond. They got to find a way to get themselves off the field, get their offense back on it.
2nd down and 7. Troyer going towards the sideline at Rhymes. Broken up, and he can't get his hands on it. So it's now going to be a quick 3rd down opportunity for the Tigers.
Yeah, senior 23 defensive back Devon Crank within the coverage there. Great tight coverage there. He timed it. He timed it well, and he was able to break that pass up and slow down and force incompletion for this Tigers offense, who have had a lot of long completions so far this game.
How many targets thus far for Andrew Gomez, who was targetless to start this game, but 3rd down and 7, play action. Troyer's going to go deep downfield, but just over the head of Rhymes as he was looking downfield to connect with him around the 20-yard line. That's now going to be a 4th down and 7, and here comes the punt group for the Tigers.
Yeah, I mean, that's a quick 3 and out. That's a quick 3 and out. I mean, they hand it off in the first play, and then they try and air it out twice there, and that time was just a little overthrown. And like I said, though, Joe, they're taking their targets, they're taking their attacks on the field. They want to get this ball down there deep.
Noah Lopez out to punt this one up. Skies it high in the air. Waved off by Josiah Ray, the return man, and that's where the Raiders will start at about the 27-yard line in their third drive of this game. Clock stopped at 1:36 left in this first quarter.
So, Joe, last drive we saw the Raiders make a couple mistakes, some incomplete passes, a bad snap, which pushed them back and forced them into a long punt against their own end zone. So, I mean, they got to clean up some mistakes like that and get back to what they were successful in the first drive, and that's just pounding the rock.
This Raiders offense returned 7 offensive starters. And again, Coach Robinson said that the strength of this team was his offensive line, and we've seen it already in that first touchdown drive of the game. As Howell keeps it for himself off the option. Gets about 2 yards to make it 2nd down and 8.
Yeah, run into a swarm of Tigers there with Jackal Williams, senior linebacker, alongside Isaiah Smith. So just, a speed option there. So they mix up a little bit. And
keeping a defense on their heels is, very significant here as you go back to the bread and butter that was killing the Tigers' defense in that first drive. It looked like they were just running at will. 2nd down and 8. Howell pumping. Can't find anybody open. Pressured.
Good
but
coverage.
Just finally will have to go down as he is sacked by the Tigers' defense at about the 21-yard line. A loss of 8.
Yeah, it's senior linebacker Jackal Williams is the first person to get there and come up with the sack. But again, that was great coverage downfield as they had kind of crosser routes running over the deep end, and it was great coverage from the Tiger secondary, and it kind of put Hoyle in a spot to where he kind of just had to sit there and take a sack.
Yeah, we looked at Tristan Butler in the past, who has 5 sacks coming into this game, but Ja'Kai Williams is also a big threat, the will linebacker for the Tigers, as the clock is running at about 12 seconds left in this first quarter. It's about 3rd down and 17. A timeout will be called by head coach Sam Robinson as there's 9 seconds left in this first quarter. 7-7 ball game here in Austin. We'll be right back here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network. Seven ball game, 3rd down and 16 for the Raiders. Howell dumps it off downfield towards, I believe, Reese Brooks for the 1st down.
Huge pickup there for the Raiders. That's one of the only times so far this game we've seen a completed pass go down the field.
Excuse me, that was R.J. Cadill. And that'll move the chains for a 1st down for this Raiders offense. That will end the first quarter here in Austin at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. 7-7 ball game, Cedar Ridge in business. And we'll be right back here in the iHSFAN Webcast Network.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your
Back here in the iHSFAN Webcast Network, big move of the chains from Howell to R.J. Cadill. After that, a handoff for 5 yards as we return here at the Keller Reeves Athletic Complex. 7-7 ball game tied up here between Cedar Ridge and Stony Point.
Dreyer takes a snap. Quick handoff up the right side. He bounces out to the right side. He breaks a tackle and then runs into a swarm of people. He's still running into a swarm of people. Scott Howe. Quick handoff there to number 21, Malik Hamilton, senior running back, for a gain of about 5 yards.
And then a gain of another 2, so it'll set up about 3rd and 3.
Guns formation here. Howe take a snap. Another handoff to Hamilton, as Hamilton will get met at the line quickly and dragged back by a swarm of Tigers there.
Yeah, that looked to be Caden Cook along with Daniel Sawyer. You know, ever since that first drive, Michael, for Cedar Ridge, just running it down the throats of Stony Point, they've made some great adjustments. Again, this is a defense that has surrendered 37 points a game, 42.6 in district play. They've made some great adjustments for the ground game of the Raiders. Now it's going to be 4th down.
4th and 3, and they're going to go for it here. They're going to run a strong formation. They get in the backfield again, and he will be met. Oh, was he down? Was he counted as down there? We'll see what the refs call. As he made the extra push, and they're not going to call him down that first run, and he will get that first down.
Wow, what a strong run right there.
That was number 40. David Krause came in at the run to run that one there. As that was they ran a power formation.
It's Christian Hall.
Christian Hall. Excuse me there. I thought I saw 40 had the ball in that. My apologies. Christian Hall makes the extra effort there, as he looked like he was going to get tackled behind the line and then pushes for that first down, crucial first down. Here's Howe, and he will hand that ball back off, and then again they will gain about 3 yards there. Met by another swarm of Tigers. That's Malik Hamilton, number 21, Malik Hamilton, as he has been the workhorse so far for the Raiders. And we go back to that 4th down conversion, as it looked like, I mean, it was 4th and 3. They had a power formation, and he got bounced to the outside, got met, made the extra push, and was able to pick up the first down.
He was right there for Stony Point, just couldn't get him.
Howe over the middle, and that is dropped. A little snicker in there, a little scuffle there.
Looking for Devin Patterson.
Looks like a quick play action there, and you know, I mean, we haven't seen a lot of the Raiders haven't thrown the ball a lot this game.
Yeah, I mean, the ground game has been working majority of the game for them, so I don't expect them to, throw a lot, but, it's throwing them off their game if you do have a pass opportunity right there. Most of the receivers have been open when they've had these pass opportunities, so now 3rd down and 3. I mean, 7.
Howe steps up in the pocket. He'll run and then he'll slide. Looks like he will be about 2 yards short there. A lot of people downfield. Good coverage downfield from the Tigers, and Howe had to step up in the pocket there. And he slides about 3 yards short, gain of 4.
So, Michael, another 4th down here for the Raiders. And their offense is still on the field. I mean, why not go back to the bread and butter, as there's now an official's timeout?
If I'm Stony Point, I'm going to stack the box here, Joe. I don't see the Raiders running a play action, which hasn't been very successful all game. I don't see them throwing the ball on a 4th and 3. And they haven't been too successful in the passing game. And, I mean, they've been too good in the run game to not hand this ball off here. So if I'm Stony Point, I stack the box, and I find a way to get this stop and get my defense off the field.
Could be an interesting play call coming up here, as the offense still remains on the field thanks to that Christian Hall 4th down conversion where he broke about 2 or 3 or so tackles.
8:24 left to go in this first half. It is a 7-7 ball game, and the Raiders are within another 4th and 3 as they look to keep this drive going. Tower formation. And there's a fake hand, and they kind of pitch it back. Okay, a little flea flicker, excuse me. That goes to number 40, David Krause. So that is David Krause that time, as they run a little flea flicker there, Joe. So they mix it up, like you said, they keep them on their toes. They look like they run the formation they ran the last drive to get that first down. And they hand it off. They pitch it back. There is pressure in the backfield as the Tigers were about to get there, but they were able to get that ball off quickly. And actually, hold on now, Joe.
It looked like he was rolled just short.
I think he
wow.
felt his knee hit down short, and that's going to be Tiger football.
I thought they were going to move the chains there, but they're ruling about a half a yard or so short.
I mean, it looked like even with his knee going down there, he got that first down. The refs didn't see it that way, and that's a big stop for the Tigers to get their offensive ball back with 8:12 left to go in the game in a 7-7 ball game.
That is a massive stop right there for the Tigers defense. The Raiders offense was just rolling right there, converting on 3rd and 4th down. But now if you're the Tigers offense, you got to get going here. It's been, of course, that punt drive last drive that they had. You got to take advantage here and take advantage of the momentum that's now swung your way.
Toss pass, and he hurdles his own man. Oh, my goodness. That's number 2. Andrew Gomez hurdles his own man, Joe.
Yeah, look, I was wondering where they were going to start using him, but we can finally see him now used in the run game to start. I was not expecting that because he had so many yards last week.
A quick 6-yard gain there. Again, Gomez, a little jet touch pass, gets the bounce the outside and hurdles his own man to pick up an extra yard or two there. Great effort from the young man.
About 6 yards that he gets right there.
Troyer sends a man in motion, and flag will come out as a possible false start.
Very surprising that's the first penalty of the ball game. So far, a very clean game. That pre-snap penalty will move them back 5 to make it about 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, it's a tough penalty there. As they picked up 6 yards on a nice play. They looked like they were about to do a little play action, and an unlucky false start is the first penalty of the game, though, Joe. Now it is now 3rd and 9 from their own 39-yard line, or 2nd and 9 from the 39-yard line. Excuse me. Warrior drops back to pass. He will throw it over the middle. That is a wide open man, and he will break a tackle, and he will pick up a big gain.
Yeah, Tristan Rhymes getting
14
involved.
yards. Tristan Rhymes. So again, like what the Tigers have found success is Sawyer's dropped back in the pocket. Excuse me, and he's patient with it. The offensive line does hold up there, as you did say that was their strength, and he finds his open man in the seam, and they pick up a huge first down there, a gain of 13 yards. Or a quick handoff here. Ooh, he's just caught. This number 8, Landon Schultzer. Oh, excuse me, Eric Bolton. Yeah, my apologies. Eric Bolton there. A quick handoff as he is just caught. He's just wrapped up on his leg. And, I mean, he had a lot of green grass. They didn't make that tackle there. There's a gain of about 3. 2nd and 7. Send a man in motion. And looks like there might be another false start here.
Wow, another pre-snap penalty. So you go forward, Michael, then you just go right back. And so far, all the penalties in the game are going to the Stony Point Tigers. You don't like to see that if you're Coach Chesser. Live here tonight in Austin. What is now starting to be a little bit of a packed crowd here in the home side. They're starting to file in. And now it's officially called a false start.
So the second false start of this drive for the Tigers. Again, after a big first down and then a decent yards pickup on the next first down, they go back and they force themselves into a 2nd and long. Send another man in motion. Another handoff to Bolton. Bolton will bounce to the outside. He will get around a man. He will cut back to the inside, but he will be stopped short. That just about gets him back to line of scrimmage there. That is about a 4-yard gain. He makes it a 2nd and 8. Or 3rd and 8.
Yeah, so far this Raiders defense is really rallying to the football. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far from this front 7. there's not a lot of free space for these offensive threats to roam in Stony Point. So now a big-time third down opportunity for both sides, this time in Raiders territory.
Excuse me, it's a 3rd and 9 after a 3-yard gain. Troy will bounce back. He will step up in the pocket, and he will deliver a strike that is picked off and will be tackled immediately. That is a big interception for number 1, Jaden Fike, senior defensive back. As Troyer, he kind of got caught up in the moment. He kind of got caught in the pocket there. He was about to go down, so he tried to deliver one quickly, and an error throw leads Jaden Fike to his first interception of the ball game and the first turnover of the ball game at that.
Yeah, first turnover of the ball game, and that is something that could be a big momentum swing. Mark that one down, Michael, because the pressure right there, we talked about this front seven. I said it was rallying to the football so far in this game. You saw it right there. As Troyer just couldn't find a man open, he tries to hurry that ball out, and just nobody near as he was hit as he was going down. And big interception right there from Fike to set up the Cedar Ridge Raiders at 46-yard line.
Looks like Pippin's in at quarterback now. And a quick handoff to number 24. That's Devin Patterson, sophomore running back. As Pippin, he makes his first appearance of the game, and they pick up a good 7 yards there for 2nd and 3 coming up.
Yeah, so Pippin checking in. This is the man we thought would be starting the game today for the Raiders. We saw that opening the game would be Scott Howell, number 6, but now Pippin checked in, number 10. 2nd down and 4.
Pippin gets hand off another quick, actually a read option there, and Pippin will keep it. He's run up the middle, and he is going to be gone. What a run. What a run-in from Jack Pippin as he makes his first appearance of the ball game. Does a quick read option there, breaks a tackle, and just finds nothing but daylight over the middle. Great run there, and they will extend the Raiders' lead to 13-7.
You know, Pippin, one of his strengths was, of course, his leg, and he goes 53 yards, Michael. Just had to go past one man as they were kind of stacking the box there, and once he got past that defender, it was good night, Irene. And now it's a 13-7 ball game for the Raiders.
And the extra point is up and good. That makes it 14-7. 14-7 with 4:17 left to go in this first half. We'll be right back here at the iHSFAN Sports Network.
Are you ready to take your son?
A 53-yard score there for Jack Pippin as he makes his first appearance of the game, and they will extend the Raider lead 14-7 as we get back here. Your coverage of Round Rock ISD football at the iHSFAN Network with a 14-7 lead for the Cedar Ridge Raider over the Stony Point Tigers.
What a run there by Jack Pippin. Again, we knew that his legs would be the biggest factor for him being a weapon for the Raiders offense. You saw a little bit last year, but they've unleashed him so far in this game. And his first appearance on that third drive for the Raiders today. Fourth drive for the Raiders today. If you're just now joining us, Noah Devanche had a 42-yard touchdown run to put the Raiders on the board early. And then they would have to punt, and they would be stopped on 4th down on consecutive drives. But right there, Jack Pippin would come in and make his name known. 53 yards all the way to the house. And now it's time for the Stony Point offense to see if they can possibly respond in what is now a 7-point game.
So Troy, he's coming off of they were moving the ball up the field, and then he throws that pick, which leads to a long touchdown for the Raiders. How does he respond here? Sends a man in motion. Troyer will do a quick backwards pass, and he will find a room, and he will break another tackle. There's number 2, Andrew Gomez for the Tigers. It's a quick backwards pass there. Goes about 20 yards. huge pickup for the Tigers there as they push this. Actually, he stepped out. That is about 16 yards. My apologies. He stepped out of bounds at the 46-yard line, so a 16-yard gain there.
So far today, Andrew Gomez has touched the ball through a wide receiver carry, and look at this right
break
here.
To the outside. He is running. He gets out. That is number 20, Andrew Hill. As he breaks out the outside, it's another huge gain.
It's about 19 on that one.
About a 19-yard gain there, Joe. So two huge runs, or two huge plays for the Tigers there, and they are knocking on the door already. 2 plays, they're already in the red zone of the Raiders for the second time this game. So far, what a response from the Tigers.
Someone might have jumped.
Looks like nothing was called there. Quick handoff.
To Hill again,
To Hill again.
Yeah, and as I was saying, Andrew Gomez hasn't gotten a traditional reception here in front of the chains. He got a carry for his first touch of the game about last quarter, and then on that pass right there behind the line of scrimmage, it does register as a completed pass, but he did reach the line of scrimmage to get plenty more, 21 yards in that reception.
4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 here. Troyer drops back to pass. He has a lot. He will just lob one down the field into the hands of Gomez. That is a strike, a 25-yard touchdown strike from Troyer to Gomez, and they will. What an answer, Joe.
And I was just saying, I was waiting for him to kind of get a target downfield, and look at that, just right when I was looking for it, they go towards Gomez in the end zone. What a strike right there from Troyer. Going towards Gomez, they're going to look to tie this game thanks to a Noah Lopez extra point here.
So what a response from the Tigers, as you know, Troyer has that bad interception, which leads to a Raider touchdown, and 4 plays later they get in the end zone themselves. So what a response from Tigers there. A 25-yard reception from Troyer to Gomez for the first touchdown connection for them this game. And I mean, what a throw.
What a throw. I mean, he had pressure in his face, too. I mean, there was a guy right there in the defensive line who was going right after him, but he just remained composed, set his feet, and then just threw a strike right there to the end zone to Gomez, his receiver. And like I was saying, he hasn't had many targets in that first quarter, but he's starting to come alive thus far, Michael.
And just like that, Joe, we have a tie ball game. Again, what a response from the Tigers there. Austin Nation Chevrolet proudly supports the Round Rock ISD football programs. Looking for a big win? Shop their unbeatable selection of new Silverados, Colorados, Equinox, Trax, and more. Plus, score each cash for your car by selling to the team at Auto Nation Chevrolet. Get your quick online appraisal now at AutoNationChevroletWestAustin.com. Then get paid the same day. It's that easy. Visit Auto Nation Chevrolet at 183 in DeVault today. Together, let's drive. We also look and ask for you to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel and our X at iHSFAN Network for more coverage of all your favorite Round Rock ISD sporting events.
So 3:09 left here, Mike. I'm looking to see what offense could possibly get in front here before the end of this first half. As Josiah Ray takes a knee down in the end zone.
Yeah, I mean, he had 3:09 left in the game. You're giving the ball back to either Scott Howe or Jack Pippen. We don't know which quarterback's coming out just yet, but I mean, either one so far has been quite successful for the Raiders. They both have led their team down for a touchdown drive. So I mean, they have 2 options the Raiders want to do to maybe keep it in Pippen's hands, as he did have a huge gain. He has the momentum on his back, and I mean, they got 3:09 left to go the score here, and yeah, Pippen will make his way out onto the field. As again, in the last drive, he capped it off with a 53-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, you'd have to think so after that drive. I mean, that was a statement right there from Pippen.
Quick handoff, but met quickly in the backfield. Number 21, Malik Hamilton, was met very quickly. That is a big 9-4.
TJ Daniel. And I was just saying that Pippen made a statement right there. That's how you make a statement right there on the defensive side of the ball. Quick response right there. A loss of
3
about
yards.
3 yards, yeah.
2nd and 13. So Tiger, they make their statement early. They want to see if they can shut down this run game of the Raiders before they go into the second half, or before they end this first half. Pippen. Quick handoff up the middle. That will be stuffed short.
Looking towards Devin Patterson that time.
Devin Patterson. Which will just get them right back to around the line of scrimmage. Which will lead to a 3rd and 11 from their own 24-yard line with about 2 minutes left to go in this first half, Joe. Do you think they risk it here? They try and push the ball, or maybe they kind of just run this clock down, run it down as far as they can.
And this was the NFL, Michael. I'd say they're going to just run this clock out and make them possibly burn a timeout. But it's high school football on a Friday night in Texas. They might try to take their chances here in the pass game, which has not necessarily been too bad for them tonight, even though they haven't had many connections. But when it's open, it's been there for them. And they're going to call a timeout, wasting that clock all the way down.
We'll use their second timeout of the ball game with 1:37 left to go in this game. We have a 14-14 ball game. You're watching Round Rock ISD football on the iHSFAN network.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range.
Welcome back to the Round Rock ISD football, the iHSFAN network. I am Michael Alvarez, joined alongside me is Joseph Duffy, as we have a 14-14 ball game with 1:37 left to go. If you are just getting here, a lot of action as Pippen will launch it downfield and just outside of the hands of Jake McGill, which would have been a huge connection there, and which would have moved the sticks. That would have been about a 30-yard throw just outside of his hands.
Just so close. I mean, you want those back right there. If you're Jack Pippen, wide open on the post route was Jake McGill, and just couldn't connect right there with him. It would have been a sure walk-in touchdown. Not a defender really near him, as McGill had him beat it near the 40-45-yard line. And now comes the punt unit, 4th down and 11.
And a quick flag. I think we might get a false start here, maybe offsides.
Yeah, false start, and that's going to move them back 5.
Push them back a little further. So the Tigers, they have a chance to get this ball with about a minute 30 left to go, and a chance to be already in plus territory, as the Raiders are pushed back pretty far in their own territory.
Yeah, plenty of time, 1:30 left in this first half. They have 2 timeouts, and they'll start in Cedar Ridge territory for sure. Maybe after that big boomer.
Fumbled a little bit, but it's still caught.
Tristan Rhymes trying to make something out of nothing.
But will be caught, as he didn't get much field there. So they will start their drive at the 37-yard line. 1:18 left to go in this first half, Joe, in a 14-14 ball game. What do the Tigers do? Do they get aggressive? They run this clock out? I mean, I don't think running this clock out and not being aggressive is their forte, is their motto. I think they're going to want to launch this one down the field, as we've seen all game.
I mean, I have to think they're going to go right back to the air. You saw that connection from Troyer to Gomez in the end of that last drive. You might as well try to push the ball. 1:18 left. You do have 2 timeouts. You're almost crossing midfield. So here we go. They're going to air it out.
Troyer drops back, and he will launch one down the field. One-on-one coverage, and that will be broken up nicely by number 9. That is Lathan Rosero on the coverage there. As Troyer was looking for Andrew Gomez, who he connected with on their previous touchdown down the field. As you know, they try. I mean, he gave his man one-on-one coverage. He kind of just threw it up at a jump ball, and it was great coverage by the Raiders there, and that forces a 2nd and 10 with 1:11 left to go in the game, or left to go in this first half. Excuse me.
Gomez's impact is just amazing thus far. He's already had rush yards on the ground. He already has a 28-yard touchdown and a 21-yard reception before that.
And they will just hand this off to Bolton, and Bolton will get wrangled around, pick up about 2 yards there. So we're going to come up with about a 3rd and 8 with about a minute left to go in this game. So it looks like the Tigers might be throwing in the towel for this first half and might just run this one out.
Yeah, they're just going to let it run now. I'm not seeing a timeout called so far from the sidelines, but so far a great game from both teams. They could move the chains right here on a 3rd down and 8. Not necessarily over for this first half just yet.
As they might, I mean, depending on what they pick up in this on this third down play, they might go for 3. I mean, they kind of give them a chance to put themselves on the board, but I don't think they're going to want to risk anything here. As the play clock is running down, I think the Tigers will take a timeout just before it gets there with 20 seconds, about 22 seconds left to go in this first half. The Tigers do take a timeout. So 14-14, 22 seconds, 3rd and 7 coming up. What do you I think they're just going to want to run out here, Joe. I mean, I don't see
Yeah, they don't have to necessarily run a very, very unique pass play here. We can just hand this ball off and let the clock run out for the rest of the first half. As you can see, Coach Chester right there in the face of the referee was allowing himself to be heard to get that timeout called as the play clock was running along with the game clock. I just anticipate possibly a handoff to Bolton here. I don't think they're really going to take a shot here, but honestly, because of that mindset right there that I'm talking through, this could be a play where they want to possibly go deep if possible, play action.
Yeah.
22 seconds left in this first half.
Yeah, they might run a quick play action here, try and throw another one down the field, and if not, probably punt this one away, but they will just hand us out to Hill, and he will be wrapped up quickly in the backfield. That will be a loss of 4 yards. Real big tackle there from number 19. That is Matthew McGillen, junior linebacker for the Raiders. Cedar Ridge will call a timeout, so it looks like they are going to force – they are going to force the Tigers to punt this ball and I guess maybe make something off on the kickoff, maybe try a Hail Mary down the field.
Maybe. You never know what can happen in high school football. Like I said a few minutes ago, if you get the ball in the hands of, say, a Josiah Ray, magic can happen. 12 seconds left. Maybe they want to get a few good blocks in to possibly get a quick score. If they get this ball down to possibly their own red zone, but if not, the return man here in Josiah Ray is a weapon enough to take it all the way. So that loss of 6 right there.
So far, Noah Lopez has booted this ball on both punts and kickoffs so far.
That loss of 6 sets up this punt from at about the 25. Is it blocked? I think it was.
And it's picked up, and the Raiders are going to score a touchdown on this play. And just like that, 6 more points is added to the score. Wow.
I mean, as I was saying, man, when you give a punt opportunity, how big was that timeout right there?
I mean, it led to a huge play. I mean,
I'm just shocked right now. I can hardly speak.
Raiders got instant pressure up the middle, and it wasn't blocked. I mean, he was pushed, and I think he kicked it, and it hit his own blocker's foot.
Jalen Hamilton would score that touchdown.
So, Joe, that turned out to be a great timeout call as they get a quick 7, and obviously that disastrous for the Tigers as it was the Raiders got instant pressure over the middle, and they shoved the blockers back, and it wasn't necessarily blocked by a Raider. It was, I think, the ball hit the foot or the butt of a Tiger blocker, and it got lost. Lopez got lost looking for the ball, and like you said, Hamilton, he was able to find the ball, pick up, and run it in, and just like that, it is 21-14 with 3 seconds left to go in this first half.
And great awareness there by Jalen Hamilton, too, to know his surroundings and pick it up with ease. You know, when you're under that stress right there in the bright lights of high school football, it can be tough to pick up that ball and then finally make your way towards the end zone. But he did it in a very quick process and escaped past the offense of Stony Point, who was trying to make that quick tackle so they wouldn't surrender that touchdown. But now it's a 21-14 game for Cedar Ridge. What a massive score before we end up out of here in this first half. 3 seconds left as the Raiders are going to possibly just squib this one to make it a easy kickoff coverage and end this first half.
Yeah, disastrous end to this first half for the Tigers. And a great momentum booster for the Raiders going into halftime as they take a quick 7 points. And they're going to kick this one away with 3 seconds left to go and a 7-point lead. And they're just going to squib this one. And it will be picked up and returned. And that is number 0. That is Oliver James. As that will conclude the first half of football with a 21-14 score. Raiders with a quick score on a blocked punt to end this first half and flip momentum completely into their favor going into halftime. I mean, what a turnaround right there. What a timeout, like you said. What a timeout.
I mean, that is just – if you're Coach Sam Robinson, you're feeling good going to this second half as you're heading into the locker room because your timeout call – is a massive momentum boost. And, of course, you also have to remember now that Stony Point is going to start off with the ball. So if this was a tie game going to the second half, possibly they score and they take the lead. But you go into the half with your head held high, 7-point lead, and that's how you want to end the first half for Coach Sam Robinson.
Yeah, you're watching Round Rock ISD football on the iHSFAN network. I'm Michael Alvarez. Joined alongside me is Joseph Duffy. As we will be back shortly for a first half analysis, and we will watch both bands perform, and we will be back with about 28 minutes to start the second half of ball. You again are watching the iHSFAN network webcast.
Welcome back to the iHSFAN Webcast Network. It is halftime here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. 21-14, the Cedar Ridge Raiders leading against the Stony Point Tigers. We do thank you for joining us again tonight. Joseph Duffy joined alongside Michael Alvarez. And Michael, you talk about, going into the second half strong, but that right there might have been one of the best ways to go into the second half with a blocked punt leading into a return touchdown in the end of that first.
Yeah, I mean, Joe, it looks like the previous drive before that, they stalled out and they punted away with about a minute and 20 seconds left to go in the first half, and it looks like they gave the Tigers a chance to return. Make a return themselves, try and make a drive, and they possibly take the lead. But the defense stepped up and they forced a fourth and about 10. So they were going to punt it away with about 10 seconds left to go after a timeout from the Raiders. And as soon as that ball is snapped, they get instant pressure over the middle, shove a man back, and the ball is actually punted into a blocker's either foot or behind area and picked up by Hamilton. And it was a little confusion there for Lopez, as after he was blocked, he looked around looking for the ball, tried to jump up on it, couldn't get it, and the Raiders were able to pick it up in return with about 3 seconds left to go on that half. So talk about disasters, and for the Tigers, and a great way to end the first half for the Raiders.
Yeah, and such a disastrous ending right there for the Stony Point Tigers, trying to go into the half tied. But, Sam Robinson's timeout would be the source for them. There possibly being a punt attempt right there from Noah Lopez. But for the Stony Point offense, it looked like they were really starting to catch their groove in the second quarter, thanks to the connection right there from Mason Troyer to Andrew Gomez, who was a little bit of a sleeping giant in the first quarter, but in the second quarter he woke up a little bit.
Yeah, Joe. I mean, they in that last touchdown drive for the Tigers, they scored in 4 plays with a 25-yard strike to Gomez, and I mean it was a beautiful ball from Troyer. My apologies, a beautiful ball from Troyer, and that tied the ball game up. So they were finding their momentum, they were finding their rhythm. Unfortunate end of the first half, but I mean this game is far from over, and that's definitely not the last you're going to see of that Tiger offense.
Yeah, Craig Cheshire's Stony Point Tigers, led by offensive coordinator Tom Lewinsky. This offense was starting to really catch its groove in the second quarter. They do average 29 points a game overall through their 5 contests, 31 points a game in district play thus far. Still winless though in the district, 0-3 to start off district play. Next week, they do play the Manor Mustangs in a game that they host at 7 p.m. And next week, a big matchup for the Cedar Ridge Raiders as they travel to Vandergrift to play against the Vandergrift Vipers also at 7 p.m.
So,
Auto Nation Chevrolet proudly supports the Round Rock ISD football programs. Looking for a big win? Shop their unbeatable selection of new Silverados, Colorados, Equinoxes, Trax, and more. Plus, score cash for your car by selling it to the team at Auto Nation Chevrolet. Get your quick online appraisal now at AutoNationChevroletWestAustin.com. Then, get paid the same day. It's that easy. Visit Auto Nation Chevrolet at 183 in Duval today. Together, let's drive. If you're watching this broadcast, please also do follow this account right here on YouTube and iHSFAN Webcast Network, and also our account on X, where we have plenty of content to advertise all of Round Rock football in this area for you and to your delight. So, Michael, any last thoughts before we end this first half analysis?
I want to talk a little about the Cedar Ridge offense, especially with the quarterback flip. So you had Scott Howe. He started the game. He led to the first 7 points. You bring in Pippin for the last 2 drives that they had, and he has a quick 50-plus yard run on his second snap of the game on a read option. So, I mean, that's a tip of the iceberg for the running offense so far for the Raiders this game, is that's where they found pivotal of their success. But towards the end of that second half, the Tigers defense, they did find a way to start kind of clog those running lanes. So I'm excited to see what exactly each team comes out to do in the second half.
Yeah, and what an adjustment for that Stony Point defensive line, because in that first drive for Cedar Ridge, they were just getting gashed on the ground. Noah Devonish, the running back, had a 42-yard touchdown. He's up to, I believe, 51 yards rushing after the first half, but majority of it would come through that 42-yard touchdown that would put Cedar Ridge on the board But then Jack Pippen and that fourth drive for the Raiders would light a spark for this offense, and he'd be off for a 53-yard touchdown, him getting subbed in for that fourth drive. In for Scott Howell, who started the day. That would be one of the second touchdown, for the Raiders. And then the third touchdown would become thanks to the Jalen Hamilton return off the blocked punt. So 21-14 in this first half. Heading to the second. We have 18:49 left in this halftime as the bands are performing here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Please stay with us here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network. Joseph Duffy and Michael Alvarez will be right back in just a few moments. was okay. Oh.
Yeah, one of those sources of
In the heart of Austin, there's a name that reigns supreme, Covert Ford. For over 114 years, Covert Ford has been driven by the community, offering unbeatable service and a wide selection of vehicles. From the rugged F-150 to the iconic Expedition, Covert Ford has the perfect ride for every journey life offers. Visit Covert Ford Austin, where community drives us. CovertFord.com off Research Boulevard. Join the Covert family today.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
Back here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network, ready for the second half kickoff. Stony Point returning, trying to find a lane is Tristan Rhymes, and he'll set up at about the 41-yard line in this third quarter. Michael Alvarez, my name is Joseph Duffy. We are joined here in Austin, Texas at the Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. And what is a tight district contest, Cedar Ridge leading 21-14 thanks to a big-time blocked punt in the end of the first half, and then returned with about 3 seconds remaining in the half. And they're leading by 7, trying to possibly stop Stony Point from getting a second half score on their first drive. So our returning now is Mason Schroyer in the second half. First down and 10, handoff now to Aaron Bolton. Can't get much, loses about a yard on their first play of this second half. For Stony Point, Michael, how do you think they can possibly get this offense rolling again?
I mean, they got to do it what's been their bread and butter, and that's throwing the football down the field. I mean, since the first drive of the game, they've shown that they have no hesitation and no reason not to launch it down the field, as they want to get down the field. They want to be quick with their offense. They want to be meticulous. They want to get it down quickly. They want to do it the way they want to do it. And, I mean, if they just get back to that, they should have no problem moving this ball on the field, as that's what they've been most successful at.
So second down and 11, Schroyer getting pressured yet again, taken down. A loss of about 9 yards.
Benny Sears was the first person back there to get that man, and he will bring him back. It's a big loss, and that just pushes him back even further.
Again, this front seven for Cedar Ridge has been getting after it.
Not to mention Wyatt McKenzie was also there, kind of collaborative tackle there, and they push it back. It's now 3rd and 20 on their first drive.
Loss of 9, 3rd and 20 on the sack right there by the Raiders defense. They're trying to get off the field now in 3rd and 20 as Schroyer steps back, and he's going to get sacked, and the ball is loose. Does Cedar Ridge get on it?
It's a pile.
The side judge is coming in trying to make a ruling, and they say he was down by contact, and it'll be a 4th down. So a big-time break from the Stony Point offense to not surrender a turnover and set up the Raiders offense near the 29-yard line, but someone fell on the ball. I couldn't quite see who it was for Stony Point. It's now going to be 4th down and about 18 yards. The strip sack fumble still registers, but it'll now be a punt time opportunity for Stony Point.
So Lopez will boot this one off to Ray as he's back to return.
Another great punt from Lopez as Ray backs off of that one. I'm surprised he didn't even try to attack that one off the high hop, but
What a putt.
that'll be a very nice roll as it goes to about the 8-yard line for Cedar Ridge, and that's where they'll start their first drive of the first half. So big-time stop on the defensive side of the ball for the Raiders defense, Michael.
Yeah, and I mean, it was exactly how the Raiders want to start the second half and exactly how the Tigers did not want to start the second half. Luckily, Lopez booted that ball about 70 yards down the field and put the Raiders back on their own end zone. So it was a good job of flipping the field, but they're going to need the offense is going to need the ball back here, and the defense got to come up with a clutch stop for the Tigers. And let's see what the Raiders offense does in their inaugural drive of the second half.
Folks, we do welcome you to like and subscribe on this YouTube channel, iHSFAN Webcast Network, and also like and subscribe on the X page of the same at iHSFAN. So now starting with the Rawk here, the Cedar Ridge Raiders, as that is, I believe that is Noah Devonish. Remember, he did score that first touchdown of the game for Cedar Ridge. Gets about 5 yards in that first carry.
Yeah, Joaquin Mendez, the Mike backer there, was the first person to meet him. A nice about 6-yard gain though. It's second and 4, or second and 6, a 4-yard gain.
Devonish up to 57 yards rushing. Second down and 4. That's Howell back, by the way, as quarterback. So no longer Jack Pippin starting this third quarter.
Another Joaquin Mendez tackle there.
Gets about 2 yards on that carry. It is Devonish. So that'll set up about third down and 3 yards to go to move the chains.
Tigers need a big stop here, get their defense off the field.
Nice toss to Devonish, but he is met in the backfield. A loss of about 5 yards. And that is a big third down stop for this defense of the Tigers.
Tristan Butler on the loss there. And, yeah, that's exactly what the Tigers defense needed to do there, was get a crucial stop and stuff the Raiders' run game there and give their offense a chance to get back on the field.
The Raiders have been feasting all night long on the ground. Jack Pippin had a 53-yard touchdown, but also Devonish has had a great first half as well, as this one's getting punted off. Almost blocked, it seemed like. But Tristan Rhymes just going to let this one take a nice Cedar Ridge bounce. And now in the second drive of the second half, the Tigers going to start at about the 50-yard line. So a drive each for both teams, both having to punt. But now the Tigers are right where they want to be, midway on the field, down 7 with the clock stopped at 7:20. And after not really getting much and catching a break with that strip sack in their first drive, they'll have a chance to make amends as Troyer trots back on the field along with Christian Hill.
Second drive, the man in motion, Troyer.
Troyer, handoff to Hill. Trying to find space. Gets about 6 yards. Andrew Hill, excuse me. Second down and 4 for the Tigers.
Matthew McMillan is the first person again there, trip him up and fall him forward as he kind of rushed through the inside. Prevented a big gain.
This run game hasn't really been that effective so far today for the Stony Point Tigers, but already a positive start right there from Hill's carry. He's going to get a consecutive handoff. Hill trying to dodge a defender with a little bit of roundabout route right there. Very close to the first down marker, but they'll mark him short by about 2 yards. 3 yards, actually. So he only gains about 2 yards there.
McMillan will come off as, that's the second time in back-to-back plays that he was kind of grabbing at his, kind of stretching out his leg there, as he might have just caught a quick cramp. Glad to see him hop off the field, though. But, yeah, 3rd and 3.
3rd and 3 at about the Cedar Ridge 43-yard line. Another handoff to Hill. He gets the first down. That'll move the chains for the Tigers. He gets about 6 yards for another Stony Point first down.
All right, so Tiger, they're flipping up a little bit. That's 3 runs. That's the most runs they've had in a row all game, probably all season.
Yeah,
the way they throw, the way they toss this ball.
And you have to think, Michael, they're trying to set up for that deep shot that they've been having all game long, going to Tristan Rhymes and Andrew Gomez. In motion here is Oliver James. Another handoff to Andrew Hill. And he gets about 3 yards again. So that'll set up about 2nd down and 7 as we're winding down the clock to 5 minutes and 54 seconds. Already, this is a very quick third quarter, Mike.
Yeah, a lot of running clock. A lot of late clock snaps. I mean, it looks like the Tigers they're kind of just working this clock down right now. As I say, that's same as the Raiders. So yeah, they've zoomed through this third quarter. There's only 5:35 left to play.
2nd and 7, 5.5 minute mark. Troyer, play action, rolling towards his left. Gonna dump it off now to the tight end. I believe Alex Freeman. Alex Freeman, yes, with the reception. Doesn't really get much there. No gain as he catches the ball near the line of scrimmage. So now it's going to be about 3rd down and 7 for Stony Point.
Yeah, that was the first pass of the drive. They set up, they ran the ball 4 times and looked like they did set up a play action there, but nicely read by the Raiders. Stuffed that short, 3rd and 8.
3rd down and 8. Troyer trying to find a man, but it looked like he was trying to find a receiver right there near the marker, but it goes through his hands and it ends up in the hands of Andrew Gomez. And again, Andrew Gomez, always where he needs to be, always ready for the ball, but he'll end up just about a yard short of that first down marker to make it 4th and 1. His first catch of the second half.
Yeah, it looks like that ball was through the hands of one man, then a little low to Gomez. Great job adjusting the Rawk, and looks like he tried to just, as he was kind of falling to the ground already, try to just dive forward and pick up that first down, just a yard short. So big 4th down here.
Looked like he was initially looking towards Aaron Bolton, but it went through his hands. 4th down and 1 for the Tigers. Handoff to Hill. The handoff was botched, and that's going to be a fumble. And a turnover on downs, and a turnover nonetheless for this Raiders defense. What a big stop on 4th down yet again for this Raiders defense.
And that was McMillan, who I called earlier, was kind of limped off the field, which looked like he may have had a little cramp in the leg, comes back and makes a huge pickup, huge stop there as they meet him quickly in the backfield. And that's a turnover. That's a fumble, which already would have been turnover on downs as he was met quickly in the backfield, fumble or not. So, so far it's been defense heavy this third quarter.
Yeah, after a 21-14 first half, still no scoring in the second half. Full of a punt from both sides, and now a turnover on downs, or a turnover in general, as the handoff was botched right there from Troyer to Hill. So now Cedar Ridge will set up shop at about the 36-yard line. As Howell hands it off right there, too. I believe that is Josiah Ray.
Ray ran in a big 9-4 TJ Daniel and was just ran to a brick wall there. There was no running through that, man, and he was stopped quickly. Big stop there is pick up no yards, 2nd and 10.
No gain for Ray as we're approaching the 3.5-minute mark of this third quarter. It is flying by already as both teams have just been trying to run it down the throat. The clock has been continuous. 2nd down and 10 for the Raiders. Play action. Howell rolling towards his right. Dumps it off near about the 42-yard line. I believe it is caught. That'll be caught by Reese Brooks. Has been very quiet so far tonight, but it's a big-time catch to shorten the line to gain. It's about 6 yards there.
Yeah, Caden Cook had good coverage there, just a little bit behind him, was able to get the quick stop on the catch. But, yeah, about a 5-yard gain there, 3rd and 5, so big 3rd down here, which this has been so far for the Raiders has been go-for-it territory regardless.
Only 2 catches tonight from Cedar Ridge receivers, 18 from Cottle and 6 by Brooks right there. A handoff once again Is that enough for the first down? It's going to be short by about a half a yard. As Josiah Ray trying to get another handoff in, this time not stuffed, but gets about 3 yards that time. And it's going to be 4th and short now for the Raiders.
This has been go-for-it territory all game, though, for I think both sides. So I'd be surprised to see if anything other than a 4th down play for the Raiders to try and get this first down, extend this drive, and milk more of this clock, because we already down to 2 minutes of this third quarter. Been a very, very fast third quarter.
Just under 2 minutes, 4th and 1. A handoff right behind the line of scrimmage. They didn't get enough. And that's going to be a turnover on downs now for the Raiders. And it's Stony Point ball.
Who else? Big 9'4", T.J. Daniel, was running off the field with his helmet off. Looks like he was the first person to make contact. And followed up by a swarm of Tigers, and a huge stop for them as they're going to get the ball in plus territory already. And with about 1:48 left to go in this third, still anyone's ball game as there's a lot of time left to play.
So now 1st down and 10 for Stony Point at about the 45 of Cedar Ridge. The clock stopped at 1:48 left in this third quarter. Troyer. Good pocket going downfield. Tristan Rhymes for the first down and much, much more. Points towards the first down marker. Finally taken down at about the 10. A solid 35-yard gain for the Tigers. And they are now at the 10-yard line in the red zone trying to tie this game.
There's a Tiger offense that we saw at the beginning of the game and that they need to stick to for the rest of the game if they want to keep pushing this ball towards the end zone and keep trying to get back into this game. Huge pickup there for the Tigers.
Rhymes up to 69 yards receiving, leading his team tonight. 1st down and goal for Stony Point. Handoff now to Aaron Bolton, gets about 4 yards. Solid gain there. He is 7 yards on the ground. A very quiet game for him, too, off of 5 carries. 2nd down and goal as we approach the 45-second mark in this game.
Going back to that big gain for Rhymes, is he kind of just sat right behind the linebackers and right in front of the safeties. They had two corner routes that pulled both safeties and let them wide open over the middle.
Troyer. Pass deflected at the line of scrimmage, incomplete. Trying to look in the back of the end zone for Andrew Gomez, his lengthy receiver, but defender's got a hand up to break that one up before it could even travel towards the end zone. So now it'll be 3rd down and goal, about 7 yards to reach the end zone. Clock stopped at 29. Troyer going towards the flats for Rhymes. Can he get to the end zone? He extends his arms. He's got the touchdown.
What a second effort. As right when Rhymes caught that ball, he is met immediately but not tackled. And he just kept driving his feet, and then eventually just kind of fell into the end zone, stretched his arms out. What a play, and what a drive for the Tigers.
I think that actually might have been Andrew Gomez. We're so far away in this press box. But he caught that one in, and his strength was clearly on display there, as it's now a 20-21 ball game thanks to the extra point from Noah Lopez. A big-time way to tie this game from Troyer to Gomez from the 7-yard line on 3rd and goal. And we'll be right back here in the iHSFAN Webcast Network.
Alpha Paving Industries, LLC, is an award-winning, full-service paving and pavement maintenance company. We are headquartered in Round Rock with offices in Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth, servicing cities throughout Texas. In an industry typically known for its lack of professionalism and customer service, Alpha Paving Industries was founded with a vision to provide Texas with a trusted, dependable paving contractor that delivers a strong customer experience. Meticulous project management.
Back here in the iHSFAN Webcast Network, Joseph Duffy joined alongside Michael Alvarez. Troyer goes to Andrew Gomez in the flats, and he just shows his strength to extend his arm in the end zone to make it a 21-21 game here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. And Michael, what a response right there from Stony Point.
Yeah, I mean, it was a very low scoring quarter. It was a very quick quarter. A lot of punts, turnover, even a turnover involved. But Tigers, once they got the ball kind of back in plus territory, one big throw was all it really needed. It was all they really needed to get the gas going, and then a great second effort catch and run, and kind of catch and fumble and fall and roll into the end zone for the Tigers there, as that was. Who caught that last touchdown?
I believe it was Andrew Gomez. Yes.
Andrew Gomez. So it was Andrew Gomez. So, sorry, we thought it was Rhymes at first. Andrew Gomez was the one. So, you know, it's kind of been the target that's made everything happen so far for the Tigers when it came to receiving this game, Joe. So, big response there. We got a tie ball game with 22 seconds left to go in the third.
Starting at the 25 of the Raiders, the toss out wide towards Malik Hamilton. Puts his shoulder down going out of bounds, and they put him all the way to the ground on the sideline of Cedar Ridge. He gets about 3 yards in this first carry, and that's just going to let the clock wind down for this end of this third quarter. It's tied at 21 here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. A very good one here as we are going to quarter number 4, thanks to the response of Stony Point from Troyer to Andrew Gomez in the flats. We've got a great game here in Austin. We'll be right back here in just a few moments on the iHSFAN Webcast Network.
Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs, with stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good.
Welcome back to the final quarter of play here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex, a.k.a. the Palace. It is 21-20 between these district rivals, the Tigers and the Raiders. I'm Michael Alvarez. Joined alongside me is Joseph Duffy as we get to cover this last fourth quarter and what promises to be a good one. And that looks like it is
A dump off to Malik Hamilton.
quick dump off. I think that's 10 yards. That's Jack Pippen. My apologies. I was looking to see what quarterback was in, as we've gotten quite a couple switches so far this game. And that is Jack Pippen. He will do a quick dump off for a quick first down, though.
Yeah, Coach Sam Robinson has gone in and out with his quarterback so far today. Scott Howell now going back to Jack Pippen to close out this fourth quarter and possibly lead a potential win here in what has been a tight game between two great offenses and struggling defenses.
21-21. We start this quarter first and 10 from the 36. Pippen drops back to pass. He'll fold out to his left. He'll stop. He'll take off. He'll break a man down, but then will be caught right after for a gain of about 4 yards. As we have seen Pippen use his legs so far this game, he was able to get outside the pocket there, couldn't find one downfield, and got his offense something.
Yeah, first half had a 53-yard touchdown. Put on the burners, Mike. Didn't even look back, not a man near him. Big-time touchdown that first half. So he's always going to be a threat with his legs. We know that about Pippen. But I look forward to seeing what he can do with his arm in this second half. Potentially give this Cedar Ridge team a win in a crucial district race.
Pippen quick handoff. That will be met as about a 5-yard gain, though. It looks like that was
Devon is checked back in, yeah.
Yeah, that is Devon.
Gets about a yard or so.
Patterson will come back in at the halfback, though. Devon will whop off the field. So, Joe, 10 minutes left to go in this fourth, and they're moving the ball. It's a 3rd and 5.
I can't really tell who's at command of this game, especially in the second half, Michael. It's just gone so back and forth. It's really in man's ball game here on this Friday night.
There goes Pippen as he will do a read option, and he will keep it up the middle, and he will break, and he will get about a 12-yard pickup there for a first down. So there is why Pippen is in the game, is he has done what he has been wanting to do all game, and that's just use his legs. And he will pick up a crucial first down there and move into Tiger territory.
And also, they'll just keep that clock running. If you go back to that bread and butter, of course, Stony Point has stopped that dynamic run game for Cedar Ridge, but if you want to tire them out, you might just have to go back to that bread and butter that's been helping your team all day long in the run game. So I look forward to seeing what more Jack Pippen can do with his legs, but also Malik Hamilton and Devonish.
Devonish is in the backfield. Man motion, and Pippen will play action and will boot it out quickly, and that will be about a 7-yard pickup as he dooted that one off to Devin Patterson for a pickup of about 7 yards. It will be 2nd and 3, or pick up about 6 yards. 2nd and 4, and I mean they are in plus territory. They're moving the ball pretty well. It's a pretty good response so far by the Raiders after that quick one from the Tigers.
Yeah, what I'm liking from this offense today is that everybody is finding a way to make an impact, both through rushing and receiving. There's no single duty from any of these running backs or receivers. They've been involved in the run and pass game.
Pippen will send a man in motion. He will do another play action pass. He will scramble around, but he will be caught this time. That is a huge sack for the Tigers. That will be a 3-yard loss and will push them backwards.
And look who it was. Tristan Butler came into this game with 5 sacks. Gets another massive sack right here to push back the offense of Cedar Ridge. As we're approaching the 8-minute mark, I can't believe this clock is running super fast. But
it is already 8 minutes left to go. It's 3rd and 12 now. This clock is moving, like you said, down very quickly as we are under 8 minutes to go in this game, 21-21. Here goes Pippen. He'll drop back to pass. He'll step up and he'll throw a strike right to the defense, but it is dropped. It was in and out of the hands of Noah Devonish. Or not Noah Devonish, my bad.
Excuse me, Bryce Minton.
Bryce Minton. He had it. He threw it right to the Pippen. Threw it right to the defense.
He's kicking himself right now, Mike, because he knows how much of a game changer a turnover would be at this stage. And if you get that turnover right there and possibly make a run for it, there was a lot of green grass if he just kept running straight and then kind of made a roundabout on the other side of the field near his sideline. Man, he is kicking himself right there. But that was a great play regardless to set up a 4th down. And now it's punted off.
Another great pump of that one will fumble into the end zone for a touchback. They will start at the 25-yard line. With 7:31 left to go, it is 21-21 here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. I'm Michael Alvarez, Joseph Duffy. We're watching iHSFAN Network football coverage of RRISD.
Longtime MacLeod parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties.
And we are back. 7:31 left to go in the game, 21-21, as the Tigers will now line up, and they will look to take the lead in this game, late into this game. And look, handoff to Hill. Will bounce to the outside, and he will get about 6 yards there, and it'll be about a 2nd and 4 coming up.
It's about really who wants this game more at this point, because it's just been such a tight contest, back and forth, turnovers, sacks, anything you want in this ball game. I really thought we were about to get a shootout after that first half, but these offenses have been really stalled after Stony Point kind of took over in that second quarter, and they're the source of the only touchdown score in the second half, Michael.
Yeah, the clock is running. It is 7:24. It's 2nd and 5. Here's another handoff. This time it is a lot of open grass, though, and he will cut back inside. That is number 2, Andrew Gomez. Who else but number 2, Andrew Gomez, as he will move the sticks. That will be a big pickup, about 14 yards to the 40-yard line, and it is 1st and 10.
This is the part of the game where you start seeing the big stars kind of, come into their own and show just why they're great. Andrew Gomez, who just had that last touchdown to tie this game, I look forward to seeing if they could possibly get him even more involved alongside Tristan in this receiving core.
Quick handoff to Hill, and Hill will stumble for a gain of about 2 yards. It will be 2nd and 8 from the 38-yard line. 6:40 left to go in this game, and it looks like the Tigers, they might be trying to use some clock here, Joe. They kind of want to run it down. They want to maybe not make this maybe the last drive of the game, but work as much clock as they can and try and put a score on the board. So 2nd and 8 from the 42-yard line.
6.5 minute mark left in this fourth quarter. The clock is just continuing to run. And you have to think that they're going to at least try and take their time to leave as much of smaller time for Cedar Ridge.
Troyer drops back, but looks like there might be some movement on that line. So that will push them back 5 yards. 2nd and 13. That is the third false start of the game for the Tigers. As after every first down run, that's the third time after a first down run, they get a little movement on the offense line. It pushes them back into negative territory, and they have to work back to the sticks.
And surprisingly, no penalties for Cedar Ridge today.
All
the penalties have come from Stony Point.
Here comes Troy. There's a lot of pressure in his face. He'll lob it up, and it will be intercepted. That is number 14, Matthew Newton, senior defensive back. There is a flag on the play. Probably after the play, maybe for excessive celebration there, but not. I mean, Troyer had a lot of pressure in his face there and kind of just lobs it over to the middle of the field.
It has to be celebration, I think, because when you look at this replay on the board, I'm not seeing any contact.
Actually, there was a little bit of a shove.
Oh, this could be a massive call here.
From Gomez.
Yeah, if so, it had to come from Gomez, right? There's no way that would come from the Cedar Ridge defense.
So let's see what the call is.
Oh, yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct on the Raiders. So,
okay.
Yeah, it looks to be an excessive celebration. And, that's a really massive penalty. We were just saying how Cedar Ridge had no penalties so far through 3 and 75% of this game. But that penalty could have set you up at near the 40-yard line, and now you're moving back 15 to start up at the 25 now. So that's not, a thing you want to have for your team, as the clock is stopped at 5:45 left in this fourth quarter, and your quarterback needs to lead a game-winning drive.
Yeah, but Troyer, he was just looking for his man Rhymes over the middle and just got too much pressure in his face. But here is Pippen, as he will keep it again, and he will fall forward. He's still running. Oh, my goodness. He is still on his feet, and he is falling forward. Pippen with his legs. That is a 23-yard gain. Pippen has found a lot of success. A little quick read option, and he kind of just finds a hole and just bounces through tackles and keeps going. He's been very powerful on his legs so far and has been a big spark for this Raider offense.
You talk about a power runner. I mean, this guy is just running with everything he's got. Pippen looked like he was going to get taken down, really only for like a 2-yard gain, but it gets about 25 or so there.
Sends a man in motion. Pippen will just hand this ball off
to Devonish, I believe.
Yeah, to Noah Devonish. For about a 6-yard gain, it will be 2nd and 4 from the 42-yard line. So a big run for Pippen there, as after that unsportsmanlike conduct that pushed him back 15, he gets it all back in one play. And just like that, the Raiders are in Tiger territory and are looking to capitalize on this drive. Empty backfield for Pippen. Actually, no, excuse me. Devonish still in the backfield, and there will be movement there, and that will push them back 5 yards.
Their first false start today, so now the penalties are starting to get racked up for the Raiders. And they'll move back 5 to make it about a 2nd down and 2, I believe. 2nd down and 1.
I think that was left tackle Connor Anderson. He kind of on that, when they sent that man in motion, kind of just pushed back, kind of moved a little too early. And it will be 2nd and 9 now. So false start pushes them back, 2nd and 9. Here's Pippen. And he will drop back to pass. He has pressure in his face. A little screen pass that is going nowhere to Devonish as it was covered very nicely by the Tigers. That's 50 defensive tackle Jordan Garcia.
And listen, that pass was so hard to make right there, Michael, but it was almost a little too high for his little running back, and Devonish almost intercepted right there by a defender. If he could have maybe just thrown it at a lower angle right there, he could have gotten that screen pass in, but that was a very tricky pass there and almost went against Pippen, because now the clock is stopped at 4 minutes and 5 seconds.
It was a great read there by Garcia as he kind of sat back from the pressure and just watched that ball come right towards him. Here comes Pippen on a 3rd and 9. He drops back to pass, and he will throw it to the flat, but it's just a little too short, outside the reach of Reese Brooks, senior wide receiver, and that will be a 4th and 9. And it looks like they're going to bring the punt team out.
So right when we think a team is possibly about to take over for a game-winning drive, the defense just steps up. And we've seen most of these defenses struggle throughout their seasons. Again, we have to mention that the defense of Stony Point has given up 42.6 points a game through district play in their first 3 games. They're trying to get their first district win tonight, and you can see it on the field tonight. As that one's punted away, almost blocked.
Great punt there. It will be fair caught at the 13-yard line.
By Tristan Rives. Yeah, he almost just, Joaquin Pena. But almost really just trying to see right here which team could possibly take over. And really neither offense is getting past that hump. They're getting their first few, 3 plays that are moving in positive yards, and they just have a penalty that brings them right back. And then the defense either gets a sack or a turnover that just shifts the momentum. But it's going to be a battle of which offense can take over here in these last 3 minutes, Michael.
Yeah, think about this last drive for the Tigers. They are moving the ball pretty well up the field, and then a lot of pressure in Troyer's face, and he kind of just throws a blind ball over the middle of the field, and it is picked off. But luckily, the defense came up with a crucial stop and gave him the ball back with no penalty. Here's Troyer. He'll drop back to pass, and he's like, he got insta pressure, had nowhere to go with the ball, and he's taken down all the way to about the 3-yard line. Big pressure there from the Raiders off the edge.
And out there dancing right now is Matthew McMillan. What a great sack right there. Pushing back Stony Point immediately on this first play. And now they're stuck deep in their own territory at about, I believe, their own 3-yard line, Mike. This is going to be
about a 2nd and 20 here. They lost about 10 yards on that sack. Luckily, wasn't pushed all the way into the end zone because a safety there could have been the deciding factor.
This is still a big play here, so they're probably going to hand it off, I'd have to think.
Don't want to risk anything here. They will just hand the ball off. But he gets out. Oh, man. Oh, man. Aaron Bolton looked like he was about to fall into the end zone for a safety, breaks off the tackle, and falls forward to the 1-yard line. Oh, wow. Yeah, he will be on the inch yard. He'll be on the 3-inch yard line. This is not the best spot for the Tigers, if I'll say, but luckily Bolton was able to get out of the end zone there and save the safety. But what do you do here as the Tigers? I mean,
initially I was thinking that the handoff was a little bit botched, but he was able just to get past right there. But this is a big play call right here.
Troyer's going to launch it one-on-one to Gomez, but it will be incomplete. So this looks like they will bring out the punt team. So just like that, a quick 3-and-out after a big sack, and then almost safety leads to kind of just a throw up to your number 1 guy, Andrew Gomez, for a one-on-one play and see if he can make something out of it.
Yeah, I was saying before that, I thought that was going to be a botched handoff right there. I couldn't see it from how high up we were, but he just ran into his own man right there in the offensive line. But good on Aaron Bolton to get out of the end zone, not to get caught for a safety. And I understand going deep after that play to Andrew Gomez. He's been your best receiver today, a big, lengthy receiver. But if you're Cedar Ridge's defense, that was the
pressure.
Stop of all stops right there.
If I'm Cedar Ridge, I'm bringing pressure, but it will not get there, and he will get it off. A good punt will start to go back. So he got about a 50-yard punt there. As it landed about at the 47-yard line. from his own inch yard line. So about a 53-yard punt. So it was a good punt. It flipped the field back away from he had a lot. I mean, there was a lot of pressure on Lopez there. I mean, he was right. He was talking to the back line judge to make sure that he doesn't step out of bounds on that punt. Raiders almost got there. It was a good block pickup by the Tigers, and just like that, 2:12 left to go in a 2021 to 2021 ball game, or 21 to 21 ball game. Excuse me.
And you were seeing the game plan really right there by Stony Point to not even kick in the direction of Josiah Ray, who's a dangerous returner. But let's see if Pippen can take over right here in the final 2 minutes. That's where legends are made.
He will do another handoff. He will bounce again, and he will get about back to the line of scrimmage. There is a nice coverage there from the Tigers. They saw the read handoff, and Pippen has liked to keep that every time they've called that play. He's hot with his legs. He wants to keep trying to make something out of it, but didn't get much there. Got about a yard there, 2nd and 9 from their own 48-yard line, and 142. So this drive could be it. Do they go for the end zone? Do they just keep trying to get as close as they can, maybe kick a field goal? Haven't seen a field goal from either of these teams so far this game.
You have to think that's on their mind at least. 2nd down and 9.
They will hand off, but he will be caught quickly in the backfield. That is Devonish, and he will be met quickly. That is about a loss of about 2 yards there, though. 2-3 yards.
Yeah, great wrap-up and tackle right there by number 92, Joshua Landry, the junior nose tackle. And they're going to call timeout now after that big tackle for loss. Loss of 4, I believe.
So, I mean, there's a 1:21 left to go in the game. They lost about 4 yards there. They're about 3 yards, 3rd and 12 from their own 45. I mean, if they don't, I'm assuming they're going to throw this ball to try and pick up his first down. If not, they're going to they risk to give it back to this Tiger offense and see what they do.
Yeah,
this is the
with
game.
The clock stopped if it's incomplete as well.
Yeah, so I mean, it gives them a lot of time to see what they can do getting the ball back. But it comes down to this 3rd down, big stop for the Tigers and a big play for the Raiders as well.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're Cedar Ridge here, of course the running game has been your main source. Not many completions today. I believe only Hamilton and Caudill are the only receivers who have caught a ball today, and they're not for massive, massive gains at that. So I'd have to think they're going to look maybe towards Reese Brooks here, who also has one of the catches here for 6 yards.
Yeah, so they got 3 receivers set out there. Man in the backfield. Here's Pippen. Pippen will drop back to pass, pressure on the edge. He steps up in the pocket, delivers a strike over the middle, and it is caught. A big catch there by number 18, Audric Williams. Audric Williams. Huge gain there of about 20 yards. Kind of flips the field about 23 yards, flips the field down to the 32.
I mean, you talk about a big throw, Michael. And now they call a timeout after that, but still tied at 21. 3rd down and long. I mean, what a throw right there from Jack Pippen in the middle of the field going to Audric Williams. Of course, if you're Stony Point, you're not assuming they would throw to him. He hasn't even gotten close to a look today. But what a catch right there. What a throw and catch in general from both guys. And that'll set them up now in the territory of the Tigers.
That is sophomore Audric Williams. So an underclassman there making a huge play in this ball game.
Yeah.
As like you said, wasn't getting a lot of targets. And he comes up with a huge catch for the Raiders, and they are knocking on the door now. 1:13 to go. They are on the Tigers' 32-yard line. So the Tigers, you got to try and find a way to push them back here, force them to a long field goal, force them to a long 4th down attempt. We'll see. Here's Pippen. He will hand this off, and that will be about a gain of 2 yards.
So now you're
for Devonish.
Now you're in the groove here. Get about 4 yards in that first carry as you're approaching just under a minute. But the clock is running. It's on your side. You still have about 2 timeouts.
2nd and 7, under a minute to go, 47 seconds. They're on the Tiger 29-yard line. Pippen will drop back to pass here, and he will throw a strike, but it looks like no flag will come out as he slipped. No flag there as it could quickly. I mean, he was looking down the field.
Yeah, fans want a flag, but
For
they're not going to get one.
Jarmillo for his first target of the game, as he went up against number 7. That's Eric Spencer, senior defensive back. And they will stop the clock here, which
they'll call a timeout.
They
Looks
will
like
call a
Cedar just called
timeout.
So you have a big play here, 3rd down and 7, Michael.
39 seconds. That incomplete pass does stop the clock, as it looks like they were looking for Jaramillo over the middle. Ran into Spencer in the back, and it looked like there could have been some contact there. He might have slipped. There was no flag toss. So 3rd and 7, 39 seconds on the 29-yard line. I think maybe you try and pick up just a couple more yards to get your kicker a little more comfortable and try and kick this game-winning field goal.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you only really need a field goal here. There's no need to push it downfield. Just depends on what your field goal kicker's target range is.
Where's his leg? How far can his leg
we're
go?
really not sure what we're looking at here. If we could have his target really near here, but as the clock is stopped at 39 here.
I mean, from here it's about a 46-yard field goal.
Yeah.
And a botched snap, and it will just fall into the hands of Pippen, excuse me. And
he
will
is fortunate to get out of bounds right there.
And that will also stop the clock, and it is at 3rd, and it's going to be 4th and I think still 4th and 7 there. Might have picked up he picked up 3 yards, so 4th and 4. So, I mean, do they go for it here? I think they're going to have to. I don't think their kicker, this is his range, they'll take another timeout as they're going to talk this one over.
And look, also, their defense has been playing very well in the second half especially. Of course, they did give up the lone touchdown of the second half. But you can have a lot of confidence in your defense, being that if you don't get this 4th down, they can make a stop. There's 33 seconds left, and I know they have some great threats in Andrew Gomez and Tristan Rhymes, but this defense for Cedar Ridge has played very well all around this game, as Stony Point, excuse me. But 33 seconds left in this game, about 4th down and 4 yards to go. You don't have to do too much here. I could honestly see them possibly running a read option here with Pippen, who has been dynamic on the ground. Of course, that was not exactly what they were trying to do in that last play as the snap was bobbled.
No, they might be going for I think they might be kicking this ball here. Yeah, they're going to kick this one.
Yeah, here comes the kicker, yeah.
It's going to be about a 40.
Cooper Twigus.
Cooper
Tugas, yeah.
Cooper Tugas.
And they're going to try to ice him.
Yeah, they will. Stony Point will call their second timeout of this half. So Cooper Tugas will come out and this is going to be about a 43-yard attempt. This is a deep kick.
Yeah, especially for a high school kicker. Looks to be about 43 or 44 or so. But, yeah, I mean, you might as well go for the try. Again, even if you were to miss this, you have plenty of room for your defense. So it's not like you would really let them down or so if he were to miss this field goal. It's worth the try at the end of the day. But this is going to be quite the kick here for the young kicker to take the lead for this team that has been in a dogfight tonight here at Kelly Reeves Athletic Complex. Live here on the iHSFAN Webcast Network.
So Cooper Tugas looks to win this game for the Raiders on a deep kick here. Does he have the leg? Oh, they might have got a jump. He has the leg, but it looks like what a kick for Tugas, though. But I think that was an offsides in the Tigers, so no matter what, that is going to count. That is going to be good. Yeah, Tugas, this will be an offsides on the Tigers, so that kick will count. Cooper Tugas with a 40-plus yard kick, and he had the leg, and he had the accuracy. He had everything all together there. What a kick. 28 seconds to go. 24-21 Raiders.
And the crowd just goes crazy for
Erupts.
Cedar Ridge. And he gets met near his area of kicking it off the tee. What a kick right there. I had to think that possibly an offensive lineman was going to move right there and possibly wave off that play as it would be a neutral zone infraction. But they stood still. The defender got back in time, and Tugas' kick was good. So now they lead by 3 points.
But 28 seconds, one timeout. 28 seconds. One timeout. 24-21 as they will boot this off to the Tigers. And, I mean, I don't know what kind of leg their kicker has, but they got a little bit of field to work with here. Not a lot of time. Not a lot of time left in the game. I mean, they got to, if they want to even attempt to try, they got to probably get at least to the 30.
Yeah, you have to think. They got to get a big chunk here, at least on this return, I'd have to think. And they're going to try to take their shots here and there because, I mean, barring a big-time return here, they're going to have to start at the 25-yard line as they mostly had to do all night long without some big returns here from the kicker of Cedar Ridge.
The clock will stop on first downs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is a boomer as it just sails over the heads of Rhymes.
So at the 20, they start from the 25-yard line. They got to get about 50 yards here, in about 28 seconds with one timeout.
And look, 28 seconds, as you said. I mean, the clock stops on first downs
To move the stick. So if they
I mean,
hustle,
I don't think this is that out of reach for them. Again, all they need is a field goal to tie this game. But for Stony Point here, you're going to have to go to your big targets again to Andrew Gomez. And Tristan Rhymes has been a little bit more quiet in the second half, but when you have a big-time receiver like Gomez, anything is possible. And Troyer, although he's not had his best game today, he has the arm to get to him, no matter the circumstances.
so the crowd, this Cedar Ridge crowd is rowdy. What will Mason Troyer do to lead his team to chance to possibly tie this game or take the lead as he will drop, and he will throw a quick one that is dropped.
Oh, man, I think they were trying to look for a hook and ladder right there.
Yeah, by Gomez. He caught it. I think he wanted to flip that one off. It was a great call.
Oh, and he would have had plenty of room, too. Actually, I think it was well covered in the back end by Cedar Ridge, but it still would have been a very nice gain nonetheless.
So 24 seconds, 2nd and 10 from their own 25-yard line. They got to get a big chunk here.
24 yards left on this clock.
If I'm the Tigers, I'll try to work anything to the outside. If not, I'll try and get Gomez on a one-on-one. He's been your guy this game. Get him an opportunity, give him a chance to make a play. Here comes pressure, and he will launch that one-on-one. That might be a flag. Flag does come out as I don't think he did not get his head turned around. So that is a big flag.
Massive flag. And, again, that's what you were talking about. Get Andrew Gomez
a
in space and one-on-one, and that's what they did. Troyer took his shot deep, and it's hard to cover a speedy, lengthy receiver like him, and he had no choice but to really just draw a flag right there. And for some coaches, they'll accept that because, you know what, it's not like the NFL where a PI will just put it at where the spot of the foul was.
Yeah,
it's a 15-yarder. It's not the end of the day for Cedar Ridge on defense.
But, I mean, it's still a 15-yard game, though. This clock does get to stop 17 seconds on their 40-yard line. I mean, again, I think if they can get this another 20, 30 yards, they have a chance here. He will throw a strike to the outside. That is caught, and he will get out of bounds. That's 10 yards. That is 6 seconds, 11 seconds in this game. I mean, you're at the 50-yard line. I mean, what do you do here? I mean, you have 11 seconds. You have another first down. You have a timeout. I mean, if this ball does any type of stoppage, you can't. The one thing you can't do is take a sack. The one thing you can't do is get a short gain that falls in bounds because that will just waste a timeout. I think, again, I would take about 3 seconds to run like a 5-yard. I mean, it's tough. 10 seconds left. He's got to get this ball off. He will.
Did he catch it? I think it was incomplete.
I think it's incomplete. So if I'm the Tigers here,
you
have about 5. I want to say you have about 3 to 4 seconds to strike one over the middle and try and you still have that timeout. You have a timeout. So I know that coach is right by that ref to at least give his team a chance to either throw it deep or get a kickoff here. Their kicker is warming up. I do not know what. Lopez does have quite the leg on him. We've seen him this game. I think he has a chance, but they need to get the ball.
Oh, man.
That's dropped. That would have been perfect. I think that will give them 1 second.
Oh, I mean, they said the clock is down and out at 0. Stony Point pleading that there's 1 second left in the clock. I mean, shades of Texas, Nebraska here.
Yeah, shades of Texas, Nebraska.
for any of our fans here of old Big 12 football, but the clock currently at all zeros, and Stony Point wondering why there is not a second left. That didn't seem like it was a 6-second play, Michael.
Yeah, I think they'll get a second here to maybe launch this one as far as they can go. That would have been a huge completion, but the thing is, I don't know if he was going to get out of bounds in time. So maybe it's a blessing in disguise because the ball was a little high. He would have had to fall instantly, and it would have been.
So
they're going to give them one final play. They're going to drop everyone back, and they're going to keep a running back in the backfield for extra blocking the 3-man rush. Actually, no, they're not. They're going to send everyone down that field. 3-man rush. He steps up, and he is going to launch it as far as he can. Kind of hesitates, and that is incomplete. That will be the game. What a finish! Joe, what a finish to this ball game. I mean, it was a big kick for the Raiders to take the lead late with about 30-something seconds left to go in the fourth, and then the Tigers. They had their chances. They had their plays. They had a 15-yard penalty go their way. They had a 10-yard reception out, but they just didn't have a lot of time.
Yeah, what a kick right there by Tugas right there, and that's the kind of stuff you look for in your team. You had a lot of turnovers from both sides in this team, whether it be turnovers or turnover on downs. But Cedar Ridge, I mean, this is the grit that we've been looking for these past 2 seasons. Of course, last year only 2 wins. They now reached their 3rd win of the season. A big one at that, as they head to a monster in the Vanderbilt Vipers next week. And, Michael, this is the kind of win that shows your team's character, really. So that's why it's really big for Coach Sam Robinson's team. But if you're Stony Point, it's sadly more of what you've seen so much this season. And you're right there, right at the door, just trying to take that next step, and you just couldn't get past as your offense just fell short right here.
Yeah, I mean, it was the defense really stepped up. They made their plays this game. They were able to control what's the biggest problem so far, Tigers this year. It was a great game all around. I'm grateful to have called this game. It was a great finish. It was a dogfight here and out, but a 3-point win for the Raiders as they will take a 24-21 to increase to 3-1 in district play, 3-3 together, and the Tigers will, however, drop to 0-4 and 1-5 altogether.
So, folks, we do invite you one more time to like and subscribe this video. Subscribe to the iHSFAN Webcast Network's page. It has been a great contest here at Kelly Reeves Athletics Complex. And one last time before we get out of here, AutoNation Chevrolet proudly supports the Round Rock ISD football programs. Looking for a big win? Shop their unbeatable selection of new Silverados, Colorados, Equinoxes, Trax, and more. Plus, score cash for your car by selling it to the team at AutoNation Chevrolet. Get your quick online appraisal now at AutoNation Chevrolet WestAustin.com. Then, get paid the same day. It's that easy. Visit AutoNation Chevrolet at 183 in Duval today. Together, let's drive. Cedar Ridge advancing to 3-3 overall, 3-1 in district play. In Coach Sam Robinson's 8th season, they win 24-21. And we do thank you for joining us tonight in the iHSFAN Webcast Network live here at Kelly Reeves Athletics Complex, live in Austin, Texas. For Michael Alvarez, my name is Joseph Duffy. Thank you for joining us, and have a great rest of your night.
Alpha Paving Industries, LLC, is an award-winning, full-service paving and pavement maintenance company. We are headquartered in Round Rock with offices in Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth, servicing cities throughout Texas. In an industry typically known for its lack of professionalism and customer service, Alpha Paving Industries was founded with a vision to provide Texas with a trusted, dependable paving contractor that delivers a strong customer experience, meticulous project management, utmost professionalism, and quality workmanship. In 2013, Alpha Paving Industries, LLC was awarded the City of Austin Small Business of the Year Award for its outstanding service in the City of Austin, and was recognized this year as a top contractor with 4constructionpros.com. These awards are a testament to how we do business with all our customers. If you're looking for Texas's most dependable asphalt paving contractor, contact Alpha today. Longtime MacLeod parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. With stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto, Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard, Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good. Interested in or looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the Stacy Group and realtor Cameron Freeman. Cameron specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. Contact realtor Cameron Freeman at the Stacy Group today with a text or call to 512-740-1836 to learn more. In the heart of Austin, there's a name that reigns supreme, Covert Ford. For over 114 years, Covert Ford has been driven by the community, offering unbeatable service and a wide selection of vehicles. From the rugged F-150 to the iconic Expedition, Covert Ford has the perfect ride for every journey life offers. Visit Covert Ford Austin, where community drives us. CovertFord.com, off Research Boulevard. Join the Covert family today.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
Visit Mays Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at maysstreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local.
Are you ready to take your celebrations to the next level? Imagine luxury indoor sleepovers that bring the magic of glamping right into your home, or a posh picnic party that brings elegance and charm to your outdoor space. Whether you're planning a birthday bash or a simple get-together with friends, Pop-Up Parties and Posh Events is here to make your dreams come true for any special occasion. Our event planning services will ensure every detail is perfect, leaving you free to enjoy the moment. So let Pop-Up Parties and Posh Events turn your next celebration into a memorable masterpiece.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. Alpha Paving Industries, LLC, is an award-winning, full-service paving and pavement maintenance company. We are headquartered in Round Rock with offices in Houston and Dallas-Fort Worth, servicing cities throughout Texas. In an industry typically known for its lack of professionalism and customer service, Alpha Paving Industries was founded with a vision to provide Texas with a trusted, dependable paving contractor that delivers a strong customer experience, meticulous project management, utmost professionalism, and quality workmanship. In 2013, Alpha Paving Industries, LLC was awarded the City of Austin Small Business of the Year Award for its outstanding service in the City of Austin, and was recognized this year as a top contractor with 4constructionpros.com. Longtime McNeil parent Brian Kerman is a realtor who works for RE/MAX Capital City. Brian is involved in helping Round Rock families buy, sell, invest, and lease properties in the greater Austin area. He has been doing so for over 24 years. As a thank you to the community, he will be honored to donate $1,000 to your favorite booster club or other 501c3 if you use him and you close on a property. We hope you will contact Brian for all of your real estate needs at 512-921-4490 or at briankerman@remax.net. Bush's Chicken is a proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs, with stores in Cedar Park, Round Rock, Georgetown, both North and South Austin, and our newest store serving Pflugerville and Hutto. Bush's serves the Texas standard in real hand-battered fried chicken and crispy tenders, tasty rolls, and that famous Bush's sweet tea. Bush's Chicken, proud supporter of area schools, athletic programs, and booster clubs. The Texas standard. Bush's Chicken. It's good, good, good. Interested in or looking for a home in the premier 55 and better community of Sun City, Texas? Trust the Stacy Group and realtor Cameron Freeman. Cameron specializes in buying and selling new and resale homes in the active adult Del Webb community in beautiful Georgetown, Texas. Contact realtor Cameron Freeman at the Stacy Group today with a text or call to 512-740-1836 to learn more. In the heart of Austin, there's a name that reigns supreme: Covert Ford. For over 114 years, Covert Ford has been driven by the community, offering unbeatable service and a wide selection of vehicles. From the rugged F-150 to the iconic Expedition, Covert Ford has the perfect ride for every journey life offers. Visit Covert Ford Austin, where community drives us. CovertFord.com, off Research Boulevard. Join the Covert family today.
Are you looking for a little something extra to get your business noticed? At Ideal Signs, they specialize in custom signage and large format digital printing in a variety of media. Their in-house design department can work with you to create custom artwork to your specifications. They'll work with you to conceptualize, design, and produce any custom projects or idea that you might have. Call 512-930-7446 or visit signsforsports.com. Ideal Signs, family owned and operated since 1969.
Visit Mays Street Boutique in Round Rock for all your shopping needs. Whether you're looking for a special gift or that perfect outfit that everyone will love, we have you covered. Come visit us in-store or shop us online at maysstreet.com. We appreciate your business and thank you for shopping local.
Are you ready to take your celebrations to the next level? Imagine luxury indoor sleepovers that bring the magic of glamping right into your home, or a posh picnic party that brings elegance and charm to your outdoor space. Whether you're planning a birthday bash or a simple get-together with friends, Pop-Up Parties and Posh Events is here to make your dreams come true for any special occasion. Our event planning services will ensure every detail is perfect, leaving you free to enjoy the moment. So let Pop-Up Parties and Posh Events turn your next celebration into a memorable masterpiece.
The Lodge Poker Club is a members-only card club offering a wide range of daily and tournament gameplay. In Round Rock, just off exit 251 on I-35, the Lodge now boasts the largest card room in Texas with 82 tables, comfortable chairs, and 40 75-inch TVs. The Lodge provides fully trained dealers and on-site security with state-of-the-art camera system to ensure the comfort and safety of our members. Open 24 hours a day. More information at thelodgepokerclub.com or call us at 512-614-4045. You are listening to the Horn Webcast Network, powered by iHSFAN. If you're interested in advertising on or privately supporting this webcast, please reach out to us on Twitter at iHSFAN. All audio rights of this webcast presentation belong to iHSFAN, and any intent to rebroadcast or retransmit must have express written consent from iHSFAN.